3 videos in one night, actually. What the real Tyler's back with the return of the pay-per-view countdown list for WWE only. And this time, I did 2004, 2019, 2018, 2003, and 2005. Now let's do 2007. Look, this is just sad. There were only 2 awesome pay-per-views in 2007. Number 2 and number 1 are anyways. But I don't know what year I want to do next. I don't know what year I want to do. I think I'll do maybe 2006, or I still have a few years to get done, and I'll do 2020 by the end of the year when. Yeah. So let's just get on to 2007. Dead last is Vengeance Night of Champions. This only thing memorable for all the wrong reasons is the Benoit thing. As I'm not gonna say. There was not one thing. Your main event is the WWE Championship Challenge between Cena, Lashley, Mick Foley, Randy Orton, and King Booker. Which, by the way, those 3 I mentioned in my Lockdown 2009 review already, so you already know. There was no Benoit Punk match, but we have John Morrison took his spot, and we all know the rest. And realistically, this was a bore fest. It's one of the worst periods of 2007. So yeah, this is number 15, I believe. Yeah. Anyways, number 14, Judgment Day. What else do I have to talk about? Why should I talk about this? This was a short review I did back in, I think it was February. Yeah. I did this for 6 goddamn months. Keep in mind. Your main event is John Cena and the Great Khali. Yeah, Great Khali in a main event. You also have Edge and Batista. These 2 never worked good together. I mean, Edge and Taker, Batista Taker were great. Edge and Batista, they didn't mesh well together, I thought, in 2007 or even 2008. But yeah, you also have the 3-on-1 handicap match with Vince McMahon, with Do-Rag Vince, to quote Wrestling Rampage. When I talk about Backlash, but yeah, the Judgment Day is, there was not one standout match in the card, honestly. And this is Benoit's last pay-per-view match. Next up, New Year's Revolution 2007. Your main event is John Cena versus Umaga, which it's not great as their last minute standing match in 2000 later on. This was the final pay-per-view from 2019 I did. And then I went to do, this, what I'm talking about. This is infamous for Triple H tearing his other quad, which we'll get to another pay-per-view on the list. But yeah, New Year's Revolution 2007. This is the final New Year's Revolution, like I mentioned in my review. I mentioned this after 2000 when I did it. And I did all 3 New Year's Revolutions, 05, 06, and 07 last year. So New Year's Revolution is number 13. Next up, number 12. Speaking of Triple H, he's back with SummerSlam. Yeah. This was not that good of a SummerSlam, honestly. Your main event is John Cena and Randy Orton. Overrated match, I think. And Triple H buried King Booker. He went to go on to TNA later on in the year, which I already mentioned in my Genesis 2007 review. He didn't have a good run in TNA. I'm mentioning right now in 2009, so yeah. Which I did mention in my Lockdown 2009 review. But anyways, you have Triple H returning, and also you have the return of Rey Mysterio to face Chavo Guerrero, which was a good match, but yeah. And you have Great Khali and freaking Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, this pay-per-view did not feel like a SummerSlam at all. It had a cool stage, but what else do remember from SummerSlam 2007. Yeah, Kane and Finlay. Yeah, that screams SummerSlam. Yeah, kind of like Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza from this year's SummerSlam. Yeah, that screams SummerSlam worthy. Hell no. So yeah, SummerSlam number 11. Anyways, then we get to number 10, Great American Bash, infamous for Bobby Lashley's last pay-per-view match. I did all these, by the way, in up to May. Yeah, it took me 6 months, like I said, and I did 2000, which it didn't took me that long, and now 2009, which I'm almost, well, you know, you're maybe at all these John Cena versus Bobby Lashley. Good WWE Championship match, and this is Bobby Lashley's last WWE match until 11 years later when he came back, obviously. And also you have Randy Orton and Dusty Rhodes in a Texas Bullrope match. Ugh. You have Great Khali and Kane and Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Need I say more about Great Khali as World Heavyweight Champion? Nope. Yeah, Great American Match. And you got John Morrison CM Punk again. Great American Bash. Number 9. Yeah, now we get to the pay-per-views. Next up we have No Way Out. This is technically a one-match show, and you're seeing right there with Batista and The Undertaker versus John Cena and Shawn Michaels. The WrestleMania 23 main events. But what else you have? You have Bobby Lashley versus Mr. Kennedy in an ECW title match. What else you expect from that match? Kane and King Booker. Match should have been on. This did not feel like a SmackDown. This didn't feel like anything set up for WrestleMania 23. Maybe the main event, but yeah. You have Boogeyman and Little Boogie versus Finlay and Hornswoggle. The best thing was JBL's commentary. Yes, JBL was so funny on commentary. And by the way, New Year's Revolution 2007 was the last Raw brand pay-per-view for 9 years. This was the final SmackDown pay-per-view until 9 years later, when they brought it back in 2016 when the brand split came back. Hashtag bring back the brand pay-per-views. I should do that trend on Twitter. Yeah, I have a Twitter from a year now. Anyways, next, we have Armageddon 2007. Your main event is Edge, Batista, and The Undertaker. Thankfully, that was the main event over Randy Orton, Chris Jericho. That was Chris Jericho's first match back, and it ends in a disqualification. I already ranted on that in that review, of course, with JBL coming back from until WrestleMania 25 when he retired again against Rey Mysterio. Go back to that review if you already know. And yeah, it was a rough end for 2007. 2007, like I said, it was a bad year for WWE. And Armageddon 2007 is on that. It's one of the mediocre pay-per-views. It was in my hometown, keep in mind. Anyways, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Okay, anyways, now we get to the 8th one, Backlash. Your Raw main event is John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Edge. Before Edge came back to SmackDown. I thought the last minute standing match between Undertaker and Batista was my favorite match on this card. Not Bobby Lashley versus the McMahon and Umaga. Vince McMahon killed ECW. And it became a joke. And yeah, this pay-per-view was okay. I liked this cover. Don't get me wrong, this is a really beautiful cover. But yeah, Backlash is number 9. Or number 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, 8, yeah. Anyways, number 7 on the list, Unforgiven. Now we get to the better pay-per-views of the year. Because by Unforgiven to... when we get to... these are the better shows. Unforgiven is number 7. And this is obviously a one thing... the return of Undertaker to face Mark Henry. Good match, I thought. SmackDown in 2007, it was better than Raw. And ECW, because who cares about ECW? But yeah. You had John Cena and Randy Orton in a not so good match. The triple threat match was decent. You have Triple H and Carlito for no disqualification for Carlito only. Kind of similar to when they had McIntyre and Ziggler at Extreme Rules. That show can fuck off. We're gonna have an Extreme Rules match for Dolph only. And you always know Triple H is gonna win this match. And yeah, Unforgiven 10 Saturday was actually a decent pay-per-view. The only thing memorable was The Undertaker coming back. Okay, now we get to the 6 pay-per-views. Now we have Cyber Sunday. The main event is Batista and The Undertaker. Thankfully, main event is pay-per-view. But you got Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton. Their feud was iffy for me. You have Triple H and Umaga in a street fight. That was actually good. Home field exclusive JBL reacts. What is he reacting to? Yeah, this is only meant for Batista and The Undertaker with Stone Cold as the special referee. Anyways, now I get to the top 5. At number 5, surprisingly on the list, One Night Stand Extreme Rules. This was actually a good show. I like every match was a stipulation. Edge and Batista was actually their best match. Bobby Lashley and Vince McMahon was no. Play match, who cares? John Cena and Great Khali was actually a fun decent false count anywhere match. Hardy's and the Guerrero's Greatest Tag Team was an awesome ladder match. Kane, Mark Henry, Lumberjack match, okay. I actually thought Lumberjack matches were pretty entertaining for the bad guys to get their good guys to get their hands on the bad guy. Rob Van Dam and Randy Orton. Fun fact, this is Rob Van Dam's. Minus the cameo appearance at the Rumble 09, which you go back to that. This is his last actual match until 2013. Again, if you want to count the Rumble match in 2009, which it was a cameo return. But yeah. Overall, this was actually this was actually pretty fun. And so yeah. Sorry, everyone was doing construction work on there. Anyways, number 4, this is a dissected No Mercy. But No Mercy was actually one of those strictly good pay-per-views. And 2007 was one of them. But this is obviously memorable for 3 WWE Championship the WWE Championship. Randy Orton was handed the WWE Championship. I don't give a fuck what people say. Asuka did not win the title in the briefcase. She got handed. But whatever, that's another story for another time. And he loses to Triple H. He faced Umaga for the title. And then in the last minute match between him and Randy Orton. Yeah, if you've seen one Triple H Randy Orton match, you've seen them all. And you have a Pujari prison match between Batista and the Great Khali. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that stupid gimmick match. But No Mercy 7 was a good show. This took me 3 reviews to get it right because my audio gets staggy if it goes up, but this is fine now. No Mercy is number 4. Number 3, Survivor Series, and not my favorite Survivor Series, but this had a great main event between Batista and The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Also, a fun fact, by the way, Armageddon was the last period in standard definition. This is the last TV14 Hell in a Cell match. And you have the return of... I wonder who's on the cover. Yeah, Edge returned. Also a special feature, which is... Save Us Y2J. The debut of Save Us 222, which is Chris Jericho, obviously. And Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels was an overrated match. An overrated feud, I thought. You have a weird Survivor Series match between Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, and Kane versus Umaga, Kennedy, MVP, Finlay, and Big Daddy V. And you have Hornswoggle versus the Great Khali. Yeah, need I say more? Now we get to the top 2 pay-per-views. Number 2, WrestleMania 23. Obviously, this is a one of the best WrestleManias, but it's not the best show of 2007. I mean, you have Undertaker and Batista, huge match. This should have been the main event. And my problem is the main event between John Cena and Shawn Michaels. I think this is the weaker world title matches at WrestleMania 23. You have the Battle of the Billionaires between Lashley and Umaga with Stone Cold as the referee. And you got Trump in Bobby Lashley's corner and Vince in Umaga's corner. So yeah. You have Mr. Kane win the Money in the Bank ladder match, but did he cash in? No. He loses to Edge. But yeah. WrestleMania 23 is number 2. And finally, number 1, the best pay-per-view of 2007 is none other than the Royal Rumble. This is the second time I ranked Royal Rumble at number 1 on the countdown list. I ranked 2018 at number 1, yeah. This pay-per-view was the best pay-per-view of 2007, not said. You have Undertaker win the Royal Rumble match. You have not a bad match on the card. The opener between the Hardys and MMA, which, spoiler for my worst pay-per-view on the match. Spoiler for my 2006 countdown list for WWE. December is going to be dead last when I ever do it later on. But anyways, the ECW title match between Lashley and Test was actually decent. Batista and Kennedy was good, and the last match was fine. But this is memorable for Undertaker winning the Royal Rumble match. I'm dense. Yeah, this is the third video I made in it. I did my first what ifs, then I did my lockdown review, and I'm doing this. Yeah, Royal Rumble number 1, and oh, thank God, that's it. Next I'll be 2000. I don't know what year I want to do now. I did, like I said, 04, 2019, 2018, 2003, 2005, and 2007. So yeah, I don't know what year I'm gonna do now. So I don't know. Bye.